Let's determine the equation of a circle given with a center and a radius. The standard form of a circle is dependent on the values for the center and the radius. The standard form of a circle is given to be x minus h, the square of x minus h, plus the square of y minus k, which is equal to r squared. With this, r is our radius, and h and k, using that coordinate, that is our center. So with this, let's try to determine the standard form for items 1, 2, and 3. In number 1, the center is at 2 and 5. Simply substitute the values here in our given standard form, where 2 is the h value and 5 is your k value. That would be x minus 2 squared plus y minus 5, the square of y minus 5, which is equal to r, which is 6 squared. This is already in its standard form and is acceptable. Other references will try to simplify 6 squared here. So you have x minus 2, the square of x minus 2, plus the square of y minus 5 is equal to 36. Both of them are acceptable and are correct. If we talk about number 2, before we go to number 2, number 3, some of you might try to simplify this, in which you don't need to because the concern is standard form. Standard form is already in this form, so it stays as it is. Just make sure that there should be no repetition of signs here, or it's just that the value for the binomial here already simplified. Let's proceed to number 2. And it's given that the center is at the origin. We know that the origin is at 0, 0. And this values should be your value for your h and value for your k. Let's use them for our standard form. The square of x minus h plus the square of y minus k is equal to our r, which is 10, 10 squared. Or let's just simply use first r squared, no substitution yet. And then let's continue with the substitution. X minus 0 squared plus y minus 0 squared must be equal to 10 squared. This is not yet the final result. Since 0 here means nothing, we can simply continue and say the standard form is x squared plus y squared equal to 10 squared, or x squared plus y squared is equal to 100. These two are acceptable as standard forms of the equation of the circle in number 2. And finally, for number 3. In number 3, we just simply need to substitute it in our given equation here. But look at the value for our center. Our h and k values are negative. So please do not forget to be cautious with the sign, because the standard form is x minus h and h is a negative number. So it should look like this: x minus the value for h, which is negative 1 square, plus you have k minus negative 4, and then you have square here, which is equal to 8 squared. And then, as I mentioned earlier, there should be no a series of signs here. So let's try to simplify them by a double negative property. So it becomes x plus 1 squared plus y plus 4 squared is equal to 8 squared. Or you have x plus 1, sorry for that, x plus 1, the square of x plus 1 plus the square of y plus 4 is equal to 64. Both of these two are acceptable and are correct forms of the standard form for an equation of a circle. And then again, before I let you leave, please do not forget that the equation of a circle, or specifically the standard form for the equation of a circle, uses center, and radius. See you in the next video. Goodbye.